Hello, my name is Maria Maurer, and I'm an associate professor of art history at TU, where my research and teaching focuses on gender and sexuality in Italian Renaissance art. My current research is looking at representations of mistresses, and I think they have a lot to tell us about women and the way we thought about women's history. Historically, we've thought of mistresses as outsiders, women who were there to satisfy the sexual and romantic urges of Renaissance princes, but who were otherwise shunned by court society. But my research looks at the ways in which they were integral to court society, and especially to representations of magnificence and even piety. One of the women I look at is Isabella Boschetti, who was the longtime mistress of Federico II Gonzaga, the ruler of the small town of Mantua in northern Italy. Isabella and her family amassed land and wealth and influence due to her relationship with Federico, and she used her courtly connections to build a magnificent chapel in the Basilica of Sant'Andrea in Mantua. The Boschetti Chapel celebrates the relic of the most sacred blood, which is the blood of Christ. Local legend says that this blood was collected at the crucifixion by the Roman centurion Longinus, who then brought it to Mantua. The relic was lost for centuries, but was rediscovered in 1048 by Beatrice da Canossa thanks to the intervention of St. Andrew. By 1536, when Isabella was building her chapel, the most sacred blood had become closely tied to the Gonzaga family, who included it on images of their coins. They created a beautiful reliquary, and they encouraged patronage to the Church of Sant'Andrea. In the chapel's altarpiece, which was painted by the Gonzaga court artist Giulio Romano, we see the adoration of the child, the Christ child, flanked by Saints Longinus and John the Evangelist, that is, the saint who brought the relic to Mantua, and the biblical writer who described the Roman centurion's conversion to Christianity. Interestingly, the Longinus in Giulio Romano's painting doesn't direct our attention to the right, to a mirror image of himself in a painting of the crucifixion. Instead, you can see he's looking left out of the frame at a fresco of the rediscovery of the most sacred blood in 1048 by Beatrice da Canossa. Beatrice kneels underneath a canopy, and you can see her body is a graceful echo of the clergyman who's lifting that relic out of the ground, visually suggesting that we attribute the refinding of the blood to active female piety. And this image of Beatrice in the fresco is certainly not a portrait of Isabella Boschetti. But what's going on here is that we see a correspondence between active female devotion and that relic most prized by the Gonzaga family. So, what does this all mean? Firstly, I think we can see that there was certainly nothing amiss in the Renaissance with an adulterous woman publicly proclaiming her piety through religious art. Secondly, given the Gonzaga dynasty's close identification with this relic, we can see that Isabella was integral to the Gonzaga family and their visual strategies. Federico clearly saw the Boschetti Chapel as a Gonzaga space, that is, a space where his family could be even more closely tied to the relic. So instead of an outsider, we see that Isabella is key to the Gonzaga family and its visual strategies.